Friction. In this video, we will solve example number 2. In our previous video, we understood what friction is and how to calculate the force required to pull a box of a certain weight. In this video, we will see how to calculate the force required to pull the box when the applied force is at an angle. Consider a box with a weight of 300 newtons resting on a plane. The coefficient of friction between the surface of the box and the floor is 0.3. Remember, the value of mu is determined experimentally and depends on the materials in contact. It represents the ratio of the frictional force to the normal force between two surfaces. You can find these values in reference materials or engineering handbooks for different material pairs. Usually, while solving problems, it is given in the instructions provided. In this example, force P is acting at an angle of 30 degrees to pull this box. Our task is to find the value of force P to move this box. Before solving, we will draw a free body diagram. The free body diagram is just a simpler way of representing the forces acting on a body for calculation purposes. Let's see how to calculate the value of force P. The key idea is that the summation of all the horizontal and vertical forces should be 0. By doing this, we get the value of force P. This is similar to what we had in our previous video, but in this case, the force is acting at an angle. Look closely. When a force P acts at an angle, not all of it is used to pull the box. Some of the force is used to pull the box, and some is used to lift the box. This happens because the force is acting at an angle. Now, we need to find out how much force is used to pull and how much is used to lift the box. You might have learned how to resolve an inclined force into its components. Here, we will resolve the force P at an angle into its components. If you're not clear on resolving forces, you can watch my video on that topic. The link will be provided in the description. Let's resolve this force P since the angle made by force P is with the horizontal. The force acting in the horizontal direction is given as P cosine 30 degrees. The vertical component is given as P sine 30 degrees. Now, we have all the forces acting in vertical and horizontal directions only. With this, we can proceed to calculate the force. Let's sum up the vertical forces. To do so, we need to find all the vertical forces acting on this box. We already know two forces acting vertically: the weight of the body, which is 300 newtons acting downward, and one of the components of force P, which is P sine 30 acting vertically up. Apart from these forces, there will be a normal reaction force acting on the box. This force is the counterforce offered by the ground to the body, acting vertically up. Now, let's sum up the vertical forces. While summing the vertical forces, we consider all forces acting up as positive and all forces acting down as negative. With this convention, we have P sine 30 plus the normal reaction force R, minus the weight of the box, 300 newtons, equal to 0. Let's substitute the values of known forces. In this case, we only know the weight of the box, which is 300 newtons. Now, we rearrange this equation. Next, we will sum up the horizontal forces. There are only two horizontal forces acting on this box. One is the horizontal component of force P, which is P cosine 30 degrees, and the other is the frictional force F, which acts opposite to P cosine 30 degrees. Our sign convention will be: forces acting to the right are positive, and forces acting to the left are negative. Therefore, the summation of horizontal forces is P cosine 30 degrees minus the frictional force F equal to 0. We already know that frictional force F is calculated as mu times the normal reaction force R. If we substitute the value of mu, which is 0.3, we get P cosine 30 degrees minus 0.3 times R equal to 0. This is our second equation. We now have two equations that we can solve to find the values of P and R. To solve these equations, we can do it manually or use a calculator. Let's use a calculator. Click on the Mode button, select the option for equations, and choose the type for linear equations. Enter the values in the correct order: P sine 30 first, followed by R, and then the constant term. Put the values in the calculator. For the first equation, enter sine 30, 1, and 300. For the second equation, enter cosine 30, minus 0.3, and 0. Press equal to get the values. The calculator shows the value of P as 88.58 newtons, and the value of the reaction force R as 255.7 newtons. Therefore, we have the value of the inclined force P required to pull the object. I hope this video helped you understand how to calculate forces when the pulling force is at an inclined position. But what if the box is resting on an inclined plane instead? How do we find the force required to pull the box in this situation? To find out, make sure to watch my next video. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please support my efforts by sharing it with your friends, hitting the like button, and subscribing to my channel, ADTW Study, for the latest updates. Thank you for watching until the end.